Thank you, everyone, for joining. It's so good to see you. I appreciate you um, being
Of course.
here.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was late. Forgive
No,
me,
no, it's
everyone.
it's so good, and thank you for making it in such a short notice. It's good to see you, Barbara. Barbara, how's your week been?
uh, Kind of rough, but Barney's turning the corner. He's back at the vets, and he's an old boy, but I'm just trying to keep him with me until I can't. And so, yeah, he's right here. Look at this little.
Barney. Hey, Barney.
Oh, he's the most
Oh.
spoiled dog in the world, I tell you. But anyway, yeah, it's been better. I just got back from lunch with a new person. Not super excited, but you gotta.
Excited. You're getting out. You're getting out,
I am getting out.
and your
So
hair, the color of the hair looks great.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. I'm playing with it these days. Don't I'm not gonna be blue though.
I love
Red's
that.
okay.
Well, who knows? Never say never.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. In a minute, I'll give you all like a really thorough update.
Okay.
But I'd love to hear also how Annie is doing. Annie, how have you been?
Oh, I'm good actually. I was actually really happy that you liked the hands that I generated. So I was actually really happy about that. So it was like, yeah.
Like is an understatement. I've been so impressed. I like a gasp of like, oh, this is getting there. This is there. Um,
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
for you, Annie. Hmm.
yeah. Great work. And Annie, it's so not easy to work with AI and to explain it to
Oh
me.
my gosh, AI is so brainless. It's like
Uh, uh,
bang your head against the
for
wall.
your brain, yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Great,
okay,
great.
that's wonderful.
And I'm so happy that you're here and thank you so much for joining the book club again. And Destiny, it's great to have you join the book club as well. Destiny, tell us about your week and if you can maybe share with us that link for your success. Um,
Okay, so, firstly, where did the tab go? I have way too many tabs open. God help me. Second, there, no. I am going to reopen the tab. That's the different plan. This is what happens when I join TikTok meetings. I open up so many tabs. Uh,
so until Destiny finds the tab,
I
I
found the tab.
good job, good job. So tell us about your success this week. Tell us about the
Okay, so shall we go for tip total or personal first?
both.
Okay, so firstly, my toes almost done, so that's amazing. I feel like I'm living. That's a plus.
Good job.
Secondly, for the first time in 6 months, my creativity has been an utterly hyperdrive mode. I have written, and I just finished writing a poem now, like over like 70 poems in like this span of less than a week, which is my record. My previous record was like 98 poems in the span of 2 months. So like this is something I am living.
I,
Set.
I love that. I love that. And tell us about the campaign, about it being up.
Okay, so to the okay, you are doing it. Okay, so the campaign got up, been up for a bit over 24 hours now, and yesterday morning I logged on to TikTok to see if any of the battles actually went, my batteries actually went through. Since TikTok loves to bot out, but that's a whole other topic. Anywho, I did press on help tip remember the class, and then it was like your appeal has been approved. And I'm just like, my appeal has been approved? Nifty. Then they're like, you can pre-wash now. And I'm like, I can pre-wash now. So
That
I clicked on the pre-wash button, and then here we are. And I was very happy with my life.
amazing, amazing. Um, Amazing. I just want to congratulate you. Andy, in a minute, will welcome you and I will tell you all about this meeting. But I just want to say, Destiny, well done for tenacity and perseverance. You guys, when Destiny took over the Kickstarter campaign, we had an old campaign that was never fulfilled, which means, according to Kickstarter rules, that you cannot start a new campaign or a new project until you fulfill to the people that backed and pledged and supported the first campaign. So
Oh.
Destiny was able to fulfill that old campaign, seal the deal, conclude the project, and launch this page. And this is an important thing on Amazon. So you can all, not on Amazon, on Kickstarter. So you can all click on it and you can all click on notify me on launch. Annie, Barbara,
Mm-hmm.
Andy, you can click on notify me on launch. And this way we show to Kickstarter that there is interest in it. And the goal is to reach a certain number of people that are followers so that we can have a successful launch for the campaign when it's up. So it's not yet up. This is almost like a placeholder. This is going to say launching soon, but upon the launch, we're going to have greater success because of having a pre-launch page such as this that Destiny was able to create. So Destiny, well done. I really appreciate you, and it's so nice to have your leadership. So we have a lot of successes here with Destiny and with Annie. Andy, I want to welcome you to the book club. Thank you so much for making it here. Um, this book club is a very informal event, whereas most of the your book team meetings are very like agenda oriented, and John practicing being a bitch. In these meetings, it's like more kicked back. It's almost like having coffee together. So just so you know, this is the kind of the atmosphere. And we in the beginning we share a little bit of what's happening in our lives. Barbara just shared about her dog Barney being better and back at home, and Annie shared some successes about her graphic design. And we'd love to hear from you. First, if you can introduce yourself, where you're from, what you do in your book team, and just maybe anything that is new and good that you'd like to share, Andy.
I am Andy. I am very excited to be helping um with the project I'm working on. I am in a public place, so I'm going to be a little more vague. Um, and I feel like I'm getting really great experience on both the traditional editorial side, as well as being able to leverage my interest in AI. So I'm really excited to kind of merge both of those interests into one cohesive thing. Yeah, so I'm just enjoying the nice weather, kind of like you are. So it is a little loud. So I was excited that I could hear everybody pretty clearly. So that's good. But I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I could make it. I had a little bit of a delay, but I was able to get in. So sounds good. Thank
It's so nice to have you. It's so nice to have you. And although you're in a public place, as far as YBT is concerned, as far as your book team is concerned, I believe that you can share. So if you do want to share anything about ODP or RWD and maybe elaborate, we'd love to hear.
Okay, interesting. Well, today I was extracting, I kind of like did some experimentation on a task we were given in if we could successfully use AI to extract sentences in order to review them. And obviously, we have to review and make sure they're accurate to put them in a within a framework that that you gave us for our project. So I was excited to kind of try that out today, see how well it worked, and then go from there. I'll analyze the output and make sure that it's accurate before we actually put it into our documents to share it with other people next week.
Great. And tell us about what ODP is and what do you have scheduled for next week?
Yes, we are a team that has a very unique project that involves a collection of letters that I feel, I guess the way I described it previously was it reminded me, it's the only thing I've read that's reminded me of Anne Frank, period. And I've read a lot of historical, both nonfiction and fiction from that time frame prior to being a part of this amazing group. And so it's very exciting. We kind of are looking at them from different perspectives, extracting out, what's most resonant, what's going to really register with the readers that are, your target audience. And you know them better than, anyone else in some ways. And that's something I know I have to learn, and I'm sure other people have to learn on the team. But it's very exciting. But I like the idea that we are taking, these historical artifacts, if you will, and, making them very accessible, just like you've done with, the project that was, that you're doing the Kickstarter on, right? You're taking this really phenomenal story and creating, this, something that'll live on in people's minds, right? And so one of the things we're doing, I think, to accelerate that process that was suggested by John is next week our team is having a
You got mute, unfortunately. Next week
yeah, we're having a presentation where we're gonna do a read through and we're working on getting volunteers who can really bring out the essence in and really speak to John's vision of who these people were that wrote these letters. And because all the family members have their own unique kind of, way of speaking and way of seeing the world in perspective. And we want to make sure that that is accurately portrayed during our presentation so that we can get feedback from the entire editorial department on what will make the best, what will make the, what will help us craft the best story within the framework of your vision, because obviously you're the author, so it all comes back to you. But getting, as you know, getting the most perspectives you can get can help you see things that you yourself, it's hard. It's just like, it doesn't matter if you're writing an essay in college or, it's very difficult to be objective about your own writing, right? The more perspectives, the better. The more people who read it, they're going to catch things or see things that you may not see. And even if you don't necessarily agree with it, it's just good to have that variation. So hopefully it's going to be a great success. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to find out what everyone thinks and what we need to focus on to move the project forward to become the book that you envision and that you want it to be.
You couldn't have put it back put it together so more succinctly and more beautifully. Thank you so much, Andy. So Andy, I met Barbara through my writing. Barbara read an earlier version of Under the Floorboards. How many years ago, Barbara?
5.5.
5.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then Barbara wrote to me. I wrote it under a pen name, and we began conversing, and we became friends through that. And Barbara is a voracious reader. Barbara, how many books do you read a year?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know. And especially now, reading and reading and reading. And I was so impressed. It was a smaller book,
Yeah.
much, but heart rendering. And so I really, really began to search some of your other writings and liked very much what I read. And I've been reading all my life. So this is interesting to keep me interested. And you've done that for many years.
Thank you, Barbara. And I would say that yeah, this friendship has been everything to me. And just recently you mentioned watching a TV series
Yes.
about Anne Frank, correct? About the person who saved. Can you tell us?
Yes, Meep. Meep. It was
Mhm.
an incredible series. It was kept me going. I didn't want to move away from it. I wanted to just keep watching and watching because there were things that I didn't know about Meep who saved them. Um, she didn't have much choice. I mean, she had worked there for a while, and it was just interesting the way. I mean, how afraid was she when anybody would see the Nazis walking right in front of the business or coming in? It was very well done. Meep, Miep. Uh,
Maybe in the future, in one of the future book clubs, we can watch a few minutes together.
oh, okay.
I think
That sounds good.
will be fun, and maybe even watch the trailer together. And our vision is to tell these stories and to help change the world through these stories. And
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
in the future, I do not say no to movie adaptations and to television adaptations. So I
Yeah.
think it would be nice to look into that. Barbara, the project that Andy is mentioning, and this will be interesting for you too, Annie and Destiny. Um, you know me, I'm geeking on anything Holocaust related. Just because of my family history, there's so much pain, and I feel like I'm healing the pain somehow by going there. And I love memoirs. I love nonfiction books, but if there's one thing that I love even better than memoirs, it's diaries and letters from the time. It's like
Yeah.
time capsules. And because I'm such a geek, I was searching something like 5 years ago for, historical letters, Holocaust. Da, 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 da. I would search everything. I would put things in quotation marks just to kind of be a little bit more difficult with Google so we can find like the more like unique things. And I found these incredible, unbelievable letters written by a mother to her daughter the moment that she put her daughter on a train leaving Frankfurt and arriving in Britain. So she sent her 15-year-old daughter away, and that was something that was just very difficult for her to do, and you can see it in the letters. So I found these letters, and these letters are not only from the mom. The sister pitches in, and the father types in, and we have this rich, textured, full time capsule in these letters. It's unbelievable. I was hoping to find, I don't know, a couple dozen letters, and I was overwhelmed when I reached the family and the son of the 15-year-old. The 15-year-old grew, and she raised a family eventually, and she died in her 80s, and she had a good life. And her son really wants to keep her legacy. And I reached out to him, and he was so kind, and we met in Jerusalem, and then we met in Tel Aviv, and
I remember.
he
Yes, you told me.
and he
Mhm.
gave me access to the letters, and it's not dozens, I think it's hundreds. I don't know, Andy, how many letters we're talking about. I'm not, do we know a number? You're still on mute, but do you know a number?
I feel like I should know the number, how many times that I've looked at them, but I can tell you the amount of pages. With the including the wonderful archival material that you were able to obtain with regards to this amazing collection. It's hundreds. So, but again, as he's saying, there are some periods of the collection where there's multiple letters in one day, right? So they were writing as much as they could. So I mean, it's significant amount. It's hundreds and hundreds of pages worth of letters.
This is amazing. And this coming Wednesday at I believe it is 9 a.m., right, Andy? 9 a.m. Pacific, which Barbara means it would be for you 11 a.m.
That's right. We got that worked out now. 2 hours, not 3. Okay.
We are going to be giving a presentation, and I'm trying to shift my schedule so that I can be there, and I would love to read The Father. I really want to read his part, and we'll have two other readers read the mother and the daughter, or the mother and the sister. And it is my hope to also invite to this meeting or to record this meeting for the family, for Mayor, the son, and for the other siblings as well, for the other children as well, and so I want the family to be able to see the extent of the research that we've been doing. Andy, your job has been very difficult to try and summarize hundreds of pages and to select, the most meaningful aspects of each letter, and I'm just very excited about that session. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, and thank you so much for your good work. I'll give you an update, and we'll probably finish within about 20 minutes. So I met with an author that I really appreciate and admire, Mike Omer. He's an author that been selling in millions. His books were adapted to a TV series in Russia, in Russian, and he was #1 on Amazon for a while, #1 in the entire store, above
Wow.
J.K. Rowling and Stephen King. So Mike Omer is a good friend, and I met with him to discuss my author career and some of my challenges with marketing and sales. He was apprehensive about me focusing on historical fiction. He told me, if you really want to make it big, romance is a good genre, thrillers, suspense. For indie authors, for authors that are not backed up by a publishing house, it is more challenging to be indie in a niche that is like literary fiction or historical fiction. It was a little bit, I will say that it was bumming for me. It was not fun for me to hear, and I think it got me into a little bit of a funk. But I think that, I came back to it realizing that I'm in love with the genre. I'm in love with the genre. I love also romance and thrillers, and in some ways, I would like to include thrilling elements and romantic elements in these books, such as Andy in your book. We will do with Ronald, the love affair, it's not an affair, but the love story of Edith, the daughter. So there's, I really love romance. I love thrillers, but I'm really committed to historical fiction. So I feel in some ways as if I had renewal of marriage vows following this kind of this dilemma that was posed to me by Mike Omer. I really believe that it is that I just want to be the best in the genre, the very best in the genre, and to write the best books and to write a lot of books. So another thing that Mike Omer said is, did you think about traditional publishers? And usually my reaction is like, no, thank you. I don't want to deal with agents, and I don't want to deal with like chasing, and usually those deals are not very lucrative. And but he said, I do want you to search Lake Union Publishing, Lake Union. and he said that Lake Union is Amazon owned.
Mm.
Amazon owned. That it is good for historical fiction. So I'm now in the beginning of researching Lake Union, and I am seeing that it is a powerful Amazon owned publishing house. And that I don't know, for the first time in years, Barbara, I'm really considering maybe writing with a publisher.
Oh, that's interesting. I read some of his works after you told me that you had met with him. It's it's different than your genre, but you're just as good, if not better, in what you're doing. And the you met more than other families of survivors. You were really searching and looking, and you got very successful at that because I remember you meeting not only the people with the letters, but many others that you kept searching for, and they were agreeable to that. And so I just wanted to say it's entirely. I don't know why, as a Texas all my life woman who's, from a whole different, but I have always loved history. And this particular history is before I was even born. And so it's wonderful to, well, like this meet. I mean, I didn't know she lived to be 100. I didn't know that she was the one that found Anne's diary. She was the one that did the letters and she hid them. So even when the Nazis came, they looked, but they couldn't find. So when her father came back, the only survivor, he got to find this. And that's how that all started. So just want to say, I did read his work and I did like it, but different.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. So we'll see. The fact that I'm open to, a publisher, and I wanna look what the Lake Union Publishing is all about. I feel that on the to-do list, and maybe Annie, Andy, Destiny, we can look into that. On the to-do list is to launch a modest podcast. A modest podcast. Don't think of like something that is fancy and big and requires a lot of resources. I just want to have a little bit of a channel or an avenue through which I can reach out to some authors that maybe work with Lake Union Publishing, or some authors that are indie, self-published, and are doing well in historical fiction, which honestly I'm not seeing many. This genre is smaller than romance that is led these days by indie publishers such as Colleen Hoover, started self-published. So I'm thinking of just having a mini podcast or something that gives me the excuse to begin creating some relationships with people that may then connect me with someone in Lake Union Publishing. And maybe we can plan for the third book or for the fifth book coming soon, to be one that we will sell through that publisher. And maybe there will be, I'm curious, and I think that curiosity and that lack of fear, I usually come to that, traditional publishing with a little bit of, some misconceptions and fear and self-doubt and imposter syndrome and stuff like that. I think that this is an important shift that is happening. So I'm currently doing the homework that Mike Omer gave me, and I hope to find some more interesting information that I can share with you. And I think that I will need to have someone in the company assist with like getting the podcast launched off the ground, just so I can have that opportunity to speak to authors. I'm curious, of everything that I shared. Does anyone want to share anything or to reflect as we begin to wrap up today's meeting? Anything that is that you'd like to share or comment about? Andy, Annie, Destiny, Barbara.
I would like to say I'm so impressed with the work that they're doing, and it's excellent. And because I've read so much from different, but I keep coming back to historical fiction, and I see. I'm so impressed. I just wanted to say that to you all.
I would second that, Barbara. You guys, Barbara, have seen me transitioning from editing other people's books to wanting to take my own career to the forefront, and you guys are helping me do that, and I hope that you can benefit from it, not only professionally, editorially, with the skills that you're learning, but also monetarily. I'm looking at what we're doing as a shared business, so that when profits are created, everyone can share in the profits. I'm looking at it very much like Brandon Sanderson, who is an author.
I loved him. I
Yeah,
loved him. He's
right.
really good. I mean, like I read some of his books, but my interest is in fiction and fantasy because I love creating new worlds. So yeah.
And Brandon Sanderson, Annie, is not only an author, he's also an entrepreneur.
Oh, I
Yeah,
did not know that.
yeah, he is known to be in the world of authors. Um, Probably one of the biggest entrepreneurs there are. He went to Kickstarter when Kickstarter had no authors. Kickstarter was, I don't know, tech projects or whatever. He was one of the first authors to say, help me launch this book. Although he was already an established author, he was able to raise $40 million
Oh no. Oh
on
wow.
on Kickstarter. He is just an entrepreneur, and he has a team that has been with him for several years. He's older than me. A team that has been with him for several years, and he looks at his company as one that has shareholders. So he kind of gives, from what I understood, he gives shares to the team that has been with him for years, and that is my
Wow.
hope as well. That is my hope as well. So yeah, I want to second what Barbara is saying, and thank you, Destiny and Andy and Annie. Um, Thank you for the good work that you're doing. I feel that I could not do it without you. Um,
Much appreciated.
Hmm.
any other thing that we'd like to share as we begin to wrap this week?
I just
I
have a
am
quick
intrigued.
question.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead,
Uh,
Annie, and then Destiny.
Okay. I just have a quick question. When you were talking about publisher, were you talking about like one specific author, or were you talking about like publishing via like a company publisher?
Yeah. So uh, traditionally, in the beginning, many years ago, I tried to going through traditional publishers, and the offers that I got were not great. And I decided to go indie, so independently. But I have worked with and for major publishers. I have some, reservations. I feel like it's kind of antiquated. Um, but the specific publisher, Lake Union Publishing.
That's a company, right?
Yes, exactly. And you can
Okay.
Google them up, Lake Union Publishing.
Okay.
I'm sensing something about them that is attractive for me, and that is innovation. They are,
Oh,
because they're Amazon owned, they are on the cutting edge of technology, and um yeah, so that's specifically what I was sharing. Does that answer your
I
question?
might, yeah, I might want to check out that too.
Yeah,
Then
please do, and maybe if you can do some homework, you can share them with us next week. What you found about Lake
maybe,
Publishing?
maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Destiny?
I find it intriguing the idea of doing a podcast. I know people for a fact love those. My university at one point even did a podcast, well, several podcasts, a lot of podcasts that were relatively successful. So, being a university one podcast. So I'm thinking if a podcast run by college students with very little funding, because university, who has money, not us, to make it, I think I probably companies podcast could too, very well.
Great. I'm excited. Let's talk about it. I think that's a good direction. That's a good direction. I want to thank you all for making it to this meeting, for coming here on time. I'm looking forward to seeing you same place, same time next week, just so we can keep abreast of each other's lives and share in the future. I envision us reading books together, reading drafts together. I would like to encourage all of the ones present in this meeting or watching the recording to attend Wednesday, the 23rd of July, 2025 at 9 a.m. PST, a 2-hour session with Andy in which we'll read some authentic letters. It will be a little bit like a theatrical presentation. Andy, do we have is it going to be on Zoom? Is it going to be on Google Meet? You're still...
It will be a Google Meet, for sure. So I guess we can provide you with the information so you can pass it along.
Let's already decide that it will be at books.click/meet 99. This will be the room that we'll meet. And Barbara, it will be such a pleasure if you could join us in that session. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what letters moved you the most. And I'm also going to share this with the family.
I am going to do my best. I think I might be able to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Destiny. It's such a pleasure to have you as a team. I feel like I have a posse. I have an online family supporting me. So thank you for being my gang and being so supportive. I wish you all a beautiful weekend, and thank you very much, Barbara. I'd love to stay with you for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Thank you, Andy.
Bye.
Destiny.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you.
You as well.